So you also, while you were studying acting
Yes.
and acting, you were baking as well.
Yes. Well, before I was acting, I was baking. I trained as a baker when I left school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you were doing acting as well.
Yes.
You became really successful with your acting. You were
Yes.
making great money. You were getting, you know, big roles.
Yes.
And were building a name for yourself in the
Yes.
UK as an actor.
Yeah.
And then you came to a Crossroads.
Yeah, I was in New York with the Royal Shakespeare Company, and I was taking off my makeup one night, and I remember just looking in the mirror thinking, I don't want to be Lady Macbeth when I'm 40. That is not why I'm here. And the reason I thought that, I was talking to a really good friend of mine, and that was her dream, that was her passion, and she definitely was going to be Lady Macbeth. It's one of the best roles for women, you know. And hearing her passion and her love for it, I thought, this is really fun for me. I am so grateful to have these opportunities. But this is not, I'm not as passionate about it as everyone else is around me. So I thought, what am I really passionate, what's the one thing you could do 24/7 every day, and it was food.
Yeah. Right.
That was it, that was the only thing I could think of. And I remember a really good friend of mine who lived in New York, so I've been to New York quite a few times, and we'd gone to the Brooklyn Academy of Arts, and kind of the head CEO was speaking, and it was a really big thing that everyone was at this, you know, big meeting and chatting, and I had, at that time I ate meat, and I had this like chicken wrap thing, and he was talking, and everyone was kind of watching, and I was eating this, and I was like, what is in this? This is incredible. And I turned to my friend Tatiana, I was like, have you tasted these? She goes, yeah, it's great, but shh, I'm watching. I was like, no, Tatiana, is it dill or is it show? What is it? Yeah. She's like, Kemi, what is wrong with you? We've been waiting to see him. And that was, you know, that's another sign of like, you know, that this is your passion. Finding out what's in the mayo, you're more excited about that than listening to this guy speak. So I knew that. But it took me a long time to get out of acting. It took me 1.5 years to get out of acting. Yeah. Because I was kind of pulled into other people's energy. I had an amazing job. I had, you know, I had a great flat. You know, things were going really, really well. And so it was hard for me to share with people I didn't want to do it anymore. Yeah, God, yeah. And people didn't want me to stop. When I did, people were not very happy about it. So I felt this kind of, I mean, I remember going to one audition. I just bought my, you know, I bought my flat, and it was a big audition after the summer, and it was a great opportunity, and they were asking me, what have you done over the summer? And I realised I've had a great summer because I haven't been sort of acting, you know? And I came out of that audition sobbing, and I thought, if you do one more audition, you're selling yourself out. You're selling yourself, you know? And you've got to stop. So I went and started working in London's first organic restaurant, and it was so good. I remember at the end of the service on a Saturday night just sitting with all the chefs with a beer and just thinking, this is what I need.
Wow, isn't that amazing? Because there's acting, you know, tough work, and you know, you never know where your next paycheck's necessarily coming from. But there is a glamorous side to it, the money.
Oh, there is an amazing opportunity. I remember when I did my TV show for 3.5 years, in a break that I had, so it's kind of the storyline between my character kidnapping her baby brother and, you know, whatever happens in the soap within a week, I had the opportunity to go to the south of France for 3 weeks to film a film with Colin Firth and Nia Long. Do you know what I mean? Like, it just slipped in, and I had, I think, half a word to say, so I literally was just in the south of France for 3.5 weeks hanging out, you know, so things like that, amazing.
That would be like courageous for you to do that, because that to me sounds like a lot to give up. And I know food's your passion, but that's not as glamorous or perceived the same as the world of acting. Yeah, but I was in the world of acting, and you know, it was great. I was happy. It was really good fun, but it wasn't my passion. Yeah. And there were people there that wanted to act since they were 3. Yeah. And I wasn't. You know, I was asked, "What do you want to do?" And I said, "I want to be a fashion designer like my dad." My dad was a very successful fashion designer in Nigeria, or a textiles designer. I was babysitting for like 9 kids when I was 16, so I loved kids. I thought maybe I'll do that. And I thought I'd like to act, and I wanted to be a chef. And my foster mum was a careers teacher, and she sort of said, look, with the fashion designing and the acting, they're pretty hard, you know, areas to get into. So why don't you get a trade first? So then whatever happens, you've got something. So I went, okay, I'll do the baking and chefing. And then I decided to do the acting. You know, so, you know, but it wasn't like something from 3 years. You know, I've never been one of those girls that designed my wedding dress when I was 2, which is why my wedding dress was awful. But anyway, I wish I'd had a few more years to kind of get the finer details. But anyway. So you mortgaged your place?
I did. I remortgaged my flat after the children of some. But anyway, and then you decided you were going to go to Thailand. So I decided, I'd met a guy in a pub, and he said, do you want to come and be a chef for me? And I thought, I've never ever met you before, and there's no money in it. I'd love to. Yes. Sounds awesome.
As your friend, I'd be like, she's lost her mind.
Yeah, that's right. And it was a friend of mine that actually gave me the hint about this guy anyway. And he said, I'm opening this private resort in Thailand. It's got, you know, A-list celebrities coming, and because you're kind of in that world anyway, you're not going to be freaked out.
Right.
You know, you'd be perfect. Do you want to? But there's no money. You've got your accommodation, and you get to be in Thailand.
Yeah.
And I said, is there space for my yoga mat? He said, yes. And he said, you need to teach the Thai chefs how to cook European food. For why? Have you ever tasted Thai food compared to European food?
Yeah.
And when I went over, I made a deal with the Thai chefs. I said, for every dish I teach you, you need to teach me 2 Thai ones. So I'll make a mean pad Thai.
Oh,
yeah, traditional, like proper.
Yeah.
But I have to say, it's funny because I remember thinking, I wonder what the secret ingredients is in Thai food. You know, there's something special.
Yeah.
So when I was over there, I'd see the spice and herbs, and I'd see the teaspoon of white sugar go in. I was like, that's the secret ingredient.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Just cake it up with sugar.
Bit of sugar. Cake it up with sugar.
Yeah.